Okay, Sue, you are
Hey,
now on with Mr. Neely Fuller, and you
hey,
can be heard. Go ahead, please, sir.
hey, Bobby. Good morning, Mr.
Good
Neely
morning.
Fuller. My question is, this is Mr. Neely Fuller. How early? I would say as early as possible, but I have a parent who wants to know when the earliest we should be talking about racism and white supremacy and teaching our youth about racism and white supremacy and how to go about teaching them about this system.
How to go about teaching someone about white supremacy?
The like children, like an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old.
Oh, if any, people often ask me, what do you tell young people about anything? You tell young people the same thing you tell old people. You tell them the truth. Try to find out what the truth is. And if you don't know, you just say you don't know, but you'll try to find out. That's what you should tell anybody. It doesn't make any difference about the age of the person. And you usually tell them when they start asking questions. Always be ready to answer a person's questions. That's any person of any age. Because the person is ready to learn when they ask questions more than anything. Or when they seem to be asking questions. Sometimes young people look around, they see things happening, and you see in their facial expressions or in their body language that they may have some questions about this. So you just sit down and patiently explain it to them, whatever it is. But people are at their best in talking about anything, racism or anything with that has to do with the comings and goings of people or creatures or animals or nature itself. Any questions that come from anybody, you just give them the answer to questions. And this is the process. Always be ready to and willing to answer people's questions. I came up around some people in the old days, particularly if young people would say, well, what about this and what about that? And some older people would say, you're asking too many questions. Don't ask so many questions. Keep your mouth shut. That is not healthy at all. There's no such thing as too many questions. Nowhere in the known universe. According to what? According to logic. Whenever questions are asked, those questions should be answered, even if the answer is, I don't know. But once you say, I don't know, that is an incentive to find out and say, I don't know, I'll try to find out, and I will answer you later as best I possibly can after I find out the answer to your questions. Why? Because all questions have an answer. It's just a matter of finding out what the answer is. And that's what you call progress. People want to know what progress is. You make progress through questions and answers. That's the key. You get the answers to all questions, you have made progress. Big time.
Thank you, Mr. Neely.
Did I answer the question? In the interest of progress. I hope I did.
Swa is back. I think I got the pronunciation correctly. Okay, there you go, Swa. Okay,
Yeah,
go ahead, sir.
yeah, you did pronounce it excellently. Mr. Neely Fuller, in your book, you say that once it was something along the lines of once in effective numbers, people are talking about racism and white supremacy. The white supremacists have two choices to kill all non-white people or to end white supremacy. And I think this is something I find to be very important and something I share with my book club quite a lot. But I want to make sure I'm understanding this correctly. So could you elaborate on this?
Oh, that what the compensatory counter-racist code ultimately is to do about racism, and that is to force the white supremacists to make a decision, and that decision will be to kill all of non-white people or do justice. Well, regardless of what approach we use to end racism, that would be the choice they'd have to make anyway. Some people say the approach should be to demonstrate in the street, and that actually works to force the white supremacists to make a decision. They're going to have to make that decision ultimately anyway. There's just two ways they can go. We're asking for justice, begging for justice. And the white supremacists say, well, I'm not about producing justice. White supremacy is not about producing justice. Justice means guaranteeing that no one is mistreated and guaranteeing that people who need help the most gets the most constructive help. That's not what white supremacy is about. White supremacy is about guaranteeing white supremacy, and that's it, by any means necessary. And that includes, for sure, not only includes, it demands mistreatment. And it demands that people who need help the most will not get it. That's what white supremacy means. That's the essence of it. That's the whole thing. That's the whole show. So now, if we're going to get rid of that, it means we have to make a decision. We're going to scrap the system of white supremacy and replace it with a system of justice. Or, if we're going out of business as white supremacists, it means we're going to kill all the non-white people. If we kill them all, we can't be white supremacists anymore because they're gone.
Wow.
We're not supreme over black people because there's no black people to be supreme over. But I say that the white supremacists will elect to go with the justice thing, simply because in order to be a white supremacist, you have to have non-white people. If you don't have non-white people, white people will be forced to just stand around on the planet looking at each other and having the combative minds that they have. Then the only the option they would have then is to destroy each other and destroy themselves. And I don't think they'd see much point in that. So the white supremacists will probably opt for the second option. Go out of business as white supremacists and let us replace that system with the system of justice. That's the concept. That's the logic. I hope I explained it in a way that the person understands.
Thank you.
All righty. Thank you, Swa. And don't be a stranger, my brother. All right. Thank you.